Welcome back to AM Northwest. Okay, don't do it all yourself. Delegate. Here to share how to effectively implement this underused skill, we welcome back executive coach and leadership development strategist, Dr. Carol Parker Walsh. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, let's get right into it, Doc. All right, let's talk about, you say to start by fine-tuning your perception of delegation.
Yes, this is so important. Delegation is one of the most powerful tools that a leader can have in their toolkit, but they're completely underutilized. And it's because most high performers get promoted into leadership. And so in their mind, once they become leaders, they keep performing and they don't realize that delegation is not just about assigning tasks to someone else. It's about empowering your team, fostering trust, and advancing organizational success. So their job really is to promote and advance leaders. And most of them don't because they think it's easier for me to do it myself, or I don't want to overburden my team. So really the first thing that leaders have to do is really understand the purpose of delegation and how it really serves them in their leadership and helps them grow as a leader as they help their team grow and advance to be able to do some really great work in their department or on their team.
You also say to make sure your communication is crystal clear.
Yes, you have to. What doesn't get said doesn't get done, right? That's really the philosophy that I usually go by. And when you're really clear in your expectations and the outcomes that you want from your team members, then you can kind of sit back and let them take the wheels and bring about those outcomes. You want to allow them to be able to do it. Just because you would do it a certain way, and this is another thing that sometimes we're used to doing things a certain way, and we think if people don't do it that way, they're doing it wrong. But there's a lot of different ways to get to the same destination. So what you want to do is just be super clear about the expectations, the outcomes, what the reason is you're doing it, why you're giving them that particular assignment, how it's going to help them and how it's going to help the team, the department, and the organization, and then let them run with it. This is the key thing about fostering trust, which allows you to feel more comfortable as a leader to delegate to your team members.
Well, don't you then have to accept if there are mistakes made then? If you're, because
absolutely.
There are so many people, who, especially women too, who's like, they, as you mentioned, they want to do it themselves. Otherwise, it may not get done right. But
exactly. Yeah, but that's the thing about fostering trust, which is a key part of delegation, which means you have to be open to the fact that they may make an error.
Yeah.
But this goes a lot to one of the other points that I want to talk about, which is making sure that you're monitoring them, right? That you're not micromanaging and you're not abandoning the ship, but you're offering a perfect level of support so that you can be a resource for them as you move along, as opposed to just like washing your hands and saying, go do it.
Yeah.
And then they make a mistake. But you also have to be open to the fact that people may make a mistake. That's how people learn.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And so if they do make a mistake, be okay with that and just be the leader that supports them and helps them understand what the mistake was and how they can overcome it.
I would think, too, that you would need to make sure you pick the right person for the right job.
Yes. As a leader, your job is to understand the capabilities, the strengths of the people on your team, the skill sets of your team. So you don't want to just give people tasks or projects or assignments that is over their head, is over their expertise, is over their abilities to be able to get it done. Then you're just setting people up for failure, right? So you want to understand the levels of ability on your team so that you're appropriating the right assignments to the right people. It's going to stretch them a little bit, but it's not going to be too much over their head. So if you understand, the capabilities of the people on your team, you'll be able to delegate successfully.
And then you say to make sure that they have what they need to get it done. They have the resources, they have the authority.
Yes. Yes. Don't set people up for failure. A lot of times people don't step up or raise their hand to do something because they don't think they have the resources or abilities to do it. So it's your job not only to help them feel that they can do it and let them know you believe in them, but give them the resources, the additional training, the time, anything that they need, equip them to be successful. So your job is to make sure they have everything they need in order to run with the project.
And lastly, you say use delegation to promote and advance your team.
Yes, exactly. This is a great opportunity, right? A leader's job is to manage the people that they're in charge of, not just to be in charge. So you want to be able to develop the next level of leaders. You want to be able to help people to promote and advance and grow. And the absolute best way to do that is to delegate, is to give them stretch assignments, is to allow them to maybe be the leader in your place if you're going to be gone on vacation, is to allow them to be exposed to different opportunities so they can grow and advance as well. This will give you so much more time as a leader to focus on the more important things as opposed to feeling as if you need to micromanage your team or always be the one that's in charge or always be the one that's assigned to doing things. It's overwhelming, and it's why so many leaders are burnt out.
Yeah.
So if you understand how to use delegation, you can really help your team soar and help you as a leader become much more successful.
Also, I think we touched on this, though, but it's the importance of giving feedback.
Yes, give feedback along the way, but it's a two-way street, right? So you want to give feedback in terms of how they're doing, not only during the assignment, but following the assignment, so they can learn from the process, so they can know what to do better next time or what to improve upon. But you also want to get feedback as a leader. Let your team member let you know, did they feel the expectations were clearly given to them? Did they feel they had enough room? Were you micromanaging? Did they not have the support they need? Did they not have the resources they need? So it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So you want to not only give feedback, but as a leader, you want to get feedback so that you can improve your own delegation skills.
Absolutely. Dr. Carol Parker Walsh, great to see you. Hope your knee recovers well. You just had knee
Thank
surgery.
you.
Yeah.